All right. So let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I think you should. The speakers are like right in front of me. Um anyway, welcome to another reading sprint. Yeah. Um the last one was very successful, so thought I'd do another one. Um so yeah, today we're going to be doing some more reading in about 12, 13 minutes.
What?
And yeah.
What's up?
Okay. So I'm going to set a timer for 13 minutes, and then we're going to read later for like 30 minutes. As of right now, we're just going to talk a bit about books for 13 minutes. And yeah. Um, Let me know what you guys are going to be reading. And yeah, let's talk about that. And I also have some other stuff too. So yeah. So hopefully everyone's doing okay. But yeah. So for today, I was thinking of reading some of my book. I am currently reading still the Prisoner's Throne. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading some of this today. And yeah, I read a little bit more since the last reading sprint. And Oak and Ren are finally a bit more on speaking terms, which I'm super excited about because I love when these two are together. When they're not, the story is still interesting because this is an Oak's point of view, but I like when they're both in the same room together. It's just so good. The tension between them is just great. Um so yeah, I really love like this book. I don't know why. I thought the Cruel Prince series was great, but I'm actually thinking that this duology is actually better. And I think that's blasphemy to say, but yeah, I'm currently feeling it. So, yeah, just having a fun time with this. But for some reason, I still keep not reading it, and I don't know why. But I'm going to put the book I'm currently reading in the chat so I don't have to say it 1,000 times, but I'm pretty sure I'll say it a couple times regardless. So, yeah. Gonna put that there in the chat, and I'm going to pin that. This time I got a mouse to make things easier for me. All right. Okay. What else am I gonna read? Oh yeah. I'm also gonna read some more Grimm's fairy tales. So for the first sprint, I'm going to be reading, I believe it's going to be the Pied Piper of Hamelin. And I'm also going to try and listen to the 12 Dancing Princesses as well. So I'm going to try to get through 2 stories from here. And yeah, I'm also going to try and annotate Snow White because I didn't do that last time. And I needed to do a couple of annotations. So I'm going to do that as well during the first sprint. Yeah, these fairy tales are fun. They're pretty much how I expected, but they're also, some of them surprised me a little bit, which is nice. Yeah, so I have my annotation stuff in this little bag. So, yeah, I'm going to do that during the break while I'm listening to the 12 Dancing Princesses and the Pied Piper of Hamelin on audiobook, which I found a lot of free audiobooks on YouTube, guys. So you don't necessarily need to invest in Audible to get free audiobooks. Well, not free audiobooks. Audible isn't free, but you don't have to pay money for audiobooks. You can basically get them for free from like YouTube. Sometimes Spotify people do their own audiobooks, so they're free. And sometimes you can find on iBooks, which is on the phone. Sometimes you can find free audiobooks of classics and things like that. Like I'm listening to The Wonderful Wizard of Oz right now on audiobook, and I'm enjoying it. So, yeah, there's a bunch of places you can get free things and free audiobooks. So, I'm going to be listening to The Pied Piper of Hamelin and the 12 Dancing Princesses on YouTube as an audiobook while I annotate the stuff from Snow White from last time. So, I should get 2 stories finished, annotating done, and I should be able to read some of this book in the first sprint and maybe in the 2 sprints afterwards if we have time for 2 more sprints. I'm thinking of doing 3 instead of 2 this time since we have some time, but we'll see. So, yeah, those are what are currently on my to be read for this live sprints. Yeah. I'm really excited. I made a whole playlist on YouTube just for audiobooks, but it's not available for public viewing. But if you guys want to, then I can show it. But yeah, I have a ton of free audiobooks on YouTube. There's Hansel and Gretel, there's Wicked, there's The Hunger Games. You can get all kinds of audiobooks for free on YouTube. So, just letting you guys know. And next thing I want to talk about, before we start sprints in like 5 something minutes, I got some new books this week. I went to have a sleepover with one of my friends, and we went out and we got some books and some stuff. But I'm just going to show you guys the books we got. It was really fun. We went to a thrift store to get books, and we went to Indigo, which is our main bookseller here in Canada, kind of. So I got 2 books, one from the thrift store, and that was the Spiderwick Chronicles, the Complete Fantastical Edition. This was my childhood. The Spiderwick Chronicles movie was my childhood. I absolutely loved that movie. I would just watch it over and over. And I've never read the books. And this has all the books in one bind up. And I am so happy to have this. This is such a beautiful edition. Like, it's gorgeous. And I love it. And it's thick. I like a good thick book. The thicker the better. I love thick books. And it's hardcover. I got this for $7. And the original price is like $36.99. So like, what a bargain. I had to pick this up. As soon as I saw it, I knew I was bringing this home. And it's co-written with Holly Black, who is the author of The Prisoner's Throne. So, Cannot wait to read this at some point. It comes with some beautiful illustrations. And the font is super big. So this will be like a super fast read whenever I read it because the font is so big and there's not many words on the page. But you know what? I dig that. More illustrations. It's all kinds. There's even a sketchbook in the back, which has some of the most beautiful sketches. These are gorgeous. As an artist, I love these sketches in the back. They're so pretty. Oh, and the creatures are cool too. Like, look at these. Look at these sketches. They're beautiful. Anyway, that's one of the books I got. Second book I bought was from Indigo. And it is the third book in the Dune trilogy. I know there's 6 books, but I'm only buying the first 3. So I finally have the third one, Children of Dune, which is basically Paul's kids. And I'm so happy. I've been eyeing this for so long and haven't picked it up. And now I finally got it. So now I have all 3. So I'm super, super happy about that. This was driving me insane. I kept seeing it every time at Indigo and never picking it up. And I finally did. So now I have my collection. Once I put my mind to something like collecting things, I kind of can't stop thinking about it. It'll drive me insane. But yeah, I'm so happy to have this. Can't wait to read these books at some point. But yeah, I like these pocket-sized books since these books are kind of thick. So yeah, pocket size is definitely better for me. And yeah, those are the books I bought. And we're going to start sprints in about a minute. Yeah, it's about a minute. So the timer, like a minute and 14 seconds. Okay. So, yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah. I usually really like to read books that are like fantasy is my main genre, but sometimes like I'm very picky, but I will pick up a sci-fi book, and it just Dune kind of got me in a way where I was like, Star Wars is still my favorite, but Dune is definitely a close second. So yeah, happy to finally have all 3 of the first books. I'm not buying the other ones. It would just get ridiculous after that. So, up the timer. We're going to start reading in 15 seconds. If there's anything you guys want to say before we start the sprint, please put a message in the chat. And if not, then we'll just start. So I'm going to close this. And let's start the first sprint, I guess. So I'm going to switch you guys over to the Pomodoro timer. I think that's how you pronounce that. Anyway, we're going to read for 30 minutes the first sprint. And yeah, I'm going to listen to my audiobooks while annotating Snow White. And I will get back to you guys when that's done. So let's put me on mute. Okay, everybody. So let's put down whatever it is we're doing. And yeah, it's time for our 15-minute break. So if any of you have to go to the washroom or get a drink, then please do so. Let me know what you guys read and how much did you read in this sprint. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about what I read. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Okay, so I finished annotating Snow White. I just did a few little notes, like, well, spoiler alert, the queen thinks she's eating Snow White's heart, and that was disgusting. Yeah, I wrote ew in that part. There's no kiss at the end. And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil the rest of it. Anyway, yeah, I just did a couple of little notes, but yeah, I got that done. And I was able to read 2 stories. I was able to read The 12 Dancing Princesses, and I was able to read The Pied Piper of Hamelin, which apparently is based on somewhat of a story that actually happened, so I'm kind of terrified. This is why you don't screw people over. Yikes. That was... But overall, the 2 stories were really good. I rated them both 4 stars. Well, I haven't rated The 12 Dancing Princesses. I just finished it before the timer. So I have to rate that still. But yeah, I did start and finish The 12 Dancing Princesses by the Brothers Grimm. So, yeah. Ooh! Currently reading The Queen of Nothing. That book was fun. I love the Cruel Prince series. It's absolutely my favorite. One of my favorite fantasy series. And yeah, I don't know if you were around for the beginning, but I'm currently reading the Stolen Heir duology, which is technically Oak's story and Ren's story. And this is the second book. And I am enjoying it even more than The Cruel Prince. So when you're done with The Queen of Nothing, I highly recommend The Stolen Heir because they're so good. I don't want to read them because I don't want to finish it. It's so such a hard dilemma. Anyway, probably going to get to this next sprint. So, very excited to continue with the Ren and Oak content. Last I stopped, there was some dinner going on, so interesting. They were having a chat. So yeah, I did quite a lot of stuff during the sprint. Listened to 2 Grimm's stories and annotated Snow White. So that's a lot of good accomplishments. Yeah, I'm very, very happy so far with the outcome. Last time I had like maybe 2 more people, or like just 2 people, but it was still successful. I did a poll to see how many people would want more reading sprints. People said yes, so I put this up like yesterday. So I don't know why there's not more people, but Maybe people have stuff to do. Who knows? Ooh, okay. Another message. Oh, yeah. So you have so many books that when you finish, you just want to start over. I've had that kind of feeling. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was 2024. But I read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and as soon as I finished it, I just wanted to read it again. That was the first time I've ever had that feeling, but it was so good, the book. And I'd never read a Hunger Games book in my life. But that one, that kind of love story where the like villain, he gets his origin story, and also with the relationship with him and the main girl in the book, I was just like, this is a tragic story, kind of, and I'm liking it. I just really had a fun time. Um so yeah. I also, speaking of rereading books, I have reread, um, I think every second year or something. I read, I reread Shadow and Bone, the complete trilogy, over and over again. This summer is the biannual year where I'm gonna reread them, probably during the summer. So yeah, probably gonna read that again this year. Will probably be my only reread this year, but yeah, Shadow and Bone is like my favorite fantasy series of all time. And that's because of the Netflix show, and also the books are really, I enjoyed them. So, yeah. Okay, you also read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That's cool. 5 stars. Also love the tragedy. Yeah. But in the end, he couldn't have her. It's like, yeah. Dude, you don't deserve her. You're a psycho. But yeah, I loved it. Tragedies make me sad, but in a good way too. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Um, it's like it's like I want to be sad. Like I want to make myself sad. And that's kind of bizarre because I don't like being sad. It's so weird. But anyway, that's what fan fiction is for. Fan fiction fixes every tragedy. So, yeah. Oh boy. Now, gonna have to rate. No. I don't think I gave The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 5 stars. I think I gave it like 4.5. Let me check my Goodreads. I don't remember. I read it such like just a year ago or something. Uh when did I read it? Oh, I actually read it in 2023. Hmm. Okay, so it's been about a year since I read it. And I gave it 4.5. So, yeah. Yeah, 4.5. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. Oh my god, I missed that book. I would totally read it again. Okay, another comment. Most fantasies all happy, and it really just made a sad fairy tale. Hmm. I agree. with so many tropes. It's refreshing. Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that. Oh, man. Let's see. Okay, we still have 5 minutes of break. We're almost to the next sprint, which will also be 30 minutes. But it's cool to finally to meet someone who's reading the Cruel Prince series. That's really exciting because I'm technically reading the duology, which comes afterwards. So technically, we're reading the same world, which is really exciting. That's really cool. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't mind tropes either. In fact, I only read like most fantasies I read is because of certain tropes, and I'm just like, I could read this again and again and again and not get bored because it's always done a tiny bit differently with like a different situation, different characters. So it kind of never feels the same to me. Tropes are just, some of them are just really good and just make everything fun. Um, some people don't really like, there are people who are like hating on tropes and being like, we're tropifying books too much. And I'm like, I can agree. But at the same time, people have always liked tropes. People are always gonna love tropes. So I'm like, just do what you want. Whatever makes you happy, who cares? The internet gets so bent out of shape over some ridiculousness. It can be kind of weird sometimes. I try to make this a good space. So, yeah. To each their own. Oh, yes. Enemies to lovers is one of my favorite tropes. Yeah, it's like so good. Ugh. Even sometimes they're lovers to enemies and then to lovers again, and I'm just like, I'm eating this up. Like I like when the antagonist and the hero are kind of like have a romantic vibe going, like Shatter Me and well, Shadow and Bone we had with the Darkling and Alina. They started getting a little romantic and then that ended. um but yeah. That's why I'm also excited to read the Hurricane Wars because apparently that was originally Raylo fanfic and I love that. And the story though now is like it's so original and it's so similar though also to Shadow and Bone in a way that I'm like, okay, so the villain's son is going to be with the main female protagonist. I'm like sold. I always want like the villain or like a person related to the villain falling for the hero. That stuff slays every time as long as it's a healthy romantic relationship and not toxic because Shadow and Bone was a bit toxic for Alina and the Darkling, so couldn't really ship that in the books or the show that much. But in another world, maybe. I mean, I still ship them, but that was when their relationship was starting and it was healthy. Then it got very creepy and weird and gross, and I was just like, this is getting too weird. No. Can't root for you anymore, pal. You've done a lot of bad shit. I can excuse some bad things that villains do, but not all of them. Ah, you low-key wanted them to keep dating even when they thought they were siblings. Who do you mean exactly? What are we talking about? I think I might have gotten lost. I've been talking about so many things. If you're talking about Shadow and Bone, I don't believe that that they were. I don't think they were siblings. What else is it? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. So we have about 30 seconds left, but I'm gonna you give you a little time. Shadow, yeah, Shadow, Mortal Instruments. Okay, yeah, Mortal Instruments. Yeah, that was weird. I still have no idea if they're actually brother and sister or not. I've not read the books. I've only watched the movie. But yeah, I was like, these two are cute together. But if they're siblings, this is weird. But I kind of still ship them. I don't understand why they have to do this whole plot with that. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I think in Shadow and Bone, though, it would have been that Alina and the Darkling would have been cousins, not siblings. But yeah, it still would have been fine. All right. So our 15-minute break is over. So yeah, you don't want to spoil it for me. Yeah, the Mortal Instruments. Yeah, I understand. But if I want to spoil myself, I can always do so. The internet exists. So, anyway, let's get to the next sprint. We're going to do another 30 minutes. And then we're going to do another 15-minute break and chat more about books because I love this. This is so much fun. Not just reading, but getting to chat about books and all kinds of things. It's so much fun. So I'm going to mute myself and start the timer. Okay, everybody, the sprint, is over for now. We're going to take another 15 minutes to just chat. That was another great reading session. So much more fun to read with friends. Okay. Let's see if anyone comes back. Gonna go and set the timer for the break. Okay, we're gonna start the 15-minute break timer now. Yippee! Okay. So, I finished writing my review on the 12 Dancing Princesses on Goodreads. I gave it a 4-star. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Here. I gave the 12 Dancing Princesses 4 stars. I really had fun with it. It was really enjoyable. One of the better Grimm's fairy tales. Um, yeah. Poor princes got stuff they didn't deserve just because 12 girls just didn't want them knowing where they go to dance. I mean, come on. Some of these stories are ridiculous. But they're fairy tales, right? They're not meant to be sensical in any way, apparently. But yeah, I had fun with the story. It was really entertaining. Definitely one of the better stories from the Grimm brothers. That's what I wrote. So yeah, after I finished reviewing the 12 Dancing Princesses, I almost finished a chapter of The Prisoner's Throne. So let me know how much you guys read during the last sprint. If it was a chapter, a few pages. Let me count my pages. A 2, 4, 6. 8. Okay, I read 8 pages. Not bad, not great, but I like to take my time and enjoy the world and what's going on. I don't like to rush through reading. I mean, I do try to get my pace a bit faster, but you see people online, they're able to read like almost 200 books a year, and they say that they're fast readers, and I'm just like a little skeptical of this. I'm just like, how do these people do it? Like, some people can read 100 pages in an hour. I personally cannot. Um, yeah, people are strange. Some people, I guess, are just really fast, and some are not. I don't know. But I like taking my time because the story's good. You want to take your time and enjoy it. You don't want to rush through it, but you also want to read it. But it's like, there's no rush. Oh, yeah. You listen to audiobooks. That's cool. Yeah, I've been doing audiobooks recently. I'm not a huge fan of them, but it's definitely a faster way to read. Um, that's what I did for the first 2 stories I read for this sprint. I read The 12 Dancing Princesses and The Pied Piper of Hamelin, but I just listened to the audio version on YouTube, and it definitely goes faster. I will agree with that. But there are certain books that I have to read physically, like this. Books that I want to read, but don't necessarily want to read enough to buy the book, I will just listen on audiobook for free if I can find it. Because, yeah, like, I want to read The Wizard of Oz, which I'm currently listening to the audiobook because I don't think I'm going to love it enough to buy it and enjoy it enough to say it's worth the purchase. So right now I'm just listening to it, and I'm glad I did because, yeah, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not loving it. So I think it was a good choice to listen to the audiobook instead of buying the book. So, yeah. So, yeah. I don't listen to audiobooks very often. It depends. For school, if I have to do reading for school, audiobooks are a must because if it's a book I don't want to read, it's definitely helpful. Oh, yeah, audiobooks are helpful if you're neurodivergent. I definitely agree. I've seen quite a few neurodivergent readers on YouTube. I watch a lot of different people, and yeah, I've seen some people with ADHD who say audiobooks are better, which I kind of can see that because if you're a person who can't sit still and read a book or focus on words on a page, then yeah, I guess listening to a book is definitely easier. That's why I don't understand people who say audiobooks aren't reading. It's basically like what your parents did when you were a child and you were going to bed and they were reading you a bedtime story. Like you're listening to a story being told, but you're still listening to a story. So you're still learning the story. So it's still reading, but the internet is full of weirdos. I say do what makes you happy, what works for you. As a person with anxiety, I like to sit down and focus on words on a page and not have to worry about anything else. So, I love reading books. It's a physical thing that I can feel and touch and enjoy. And yeah. So, I read almost a chapter of this, and the interactions between Oak and Ren in this chapter. Oh my god, these two make me so happy. Like, I want to cry tears of happiness. That's how happy these two make me. Like, ooh, you diamond dot and listen. I'm guessing that's like diamond painting, kind of. If that's what it is, my friend Grace loves to do those. Um, and yeah, I know plenty of people who like to do artsy stuff and listen to audiobooks while they do them, which it's really, really cool. I personally like to watch vlogs when I'm doing artwork. I don't really like to listen to books when I'm doing art. I find I kind of get lost and sidetracked, and then my OCD kind of makes me have to press the back button 15 seconds, 20 times just to be like, what did I miss? What did I forget? My brain just blanked out. So audiobooks sometimes just cause my OCD to flare up. So that's not good. But yeah, you need something with your hands. That's okay. Yeah, me when I'm anxious, I need something to hug, which is why I have so many plushies. Hugging squishy things makes me feel better. So, do whatever you need to do. That's what I say. No judgment here. But yeah. So, yeah, if I listen to audiobooks mostly for like, if I have to do reading for school, or if there's a book that I want to read, but I'm having a hard time getting through, I will use the audiobook. And yeah, if there's a book that I'm not sure I want to buy or even borrow from the library to read, then I'll just listen to an audiobook. But yeah. Audiobooks can sometimes make me, if I lose track of what's happening, my OCD flares up. So sometimes it causes me a bit of anxiety, but it's fine. Yes, OCD is terrible and everyone has different triggers. Yes. Yep. Yeah. I know some people speak of OCD in like a general sense and be like, "Oh, I'm so OCD," but technically, I've been diagnosed with generalized anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder. So I actually have these disorders, and the OCD is worse than the anxiety now. Like the anxiety used to be the biggest concern. Now that the anxiety is less, now it's the OCD that's the big thing, and it's so annoying. Like I have these thought patterns that just go over and over in my head, and if I don't write them down, it just won't stop the loop. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating. Oh man. Yeah, OCD is not fun. I overthink things a lot. Like, that's why I used to read even slower than I do now. I used to have to reread paragraphs because I was just like, am I sure I got this? Maybe I should read it again. I've gotten better at that. So thankfully, reading is fun and not a chore, as it sometimes was. Oh, you have so many journals. I used to have a journal for my OCD as well, or even for my anxiety. I used to write lists down of things that just kept spiraling in my head, and I had to keep repeating the lists in my head. Writing them down in that journal was very helpful. Now I do it all in my Notion, so it's like digital notes, basically. I just write everything down there because my Notion's so easily accessible. I just type out my thoughts and on my phone, which I always have with me, and boom, the thoughts are gone. So that's been helping me. You write down everything. Yeah. Writing things down is definitely very helpful. Um, for my anxiety, writing things down didn't always help. It was more the OCD that it helped with, which OCD does kind of cause some anxiety for me. So it kind of goes hand in hand, but I more so write down things because of my OCD than anything else. But yeah, writing things down is definitely very helpful because there's always that little thought in my brain where I'm like, I have to repeat this list 10 times in my head or 20 times to make sure it's sinking in. Because there's always that little worry you're going to forget something, and it's just keeps making you repeat over and over, and it's never enough unless you write it down and you know you have it somewhere concrete where you'll never lose it. So the brain is smart, but it's also really stupid. That's all I have to say. You have to trick your brain, and that's kind of really weird to say. Like, your brain is doing something, but you have to use your brain to try and get around it. Kind of contradictory, but it does work. So I don't know how it does, but it just does. Okay, so yeah, we have 2 minutes till the next sprint. If there's anything else you'd like to mention or talk about before we go to the next sprint, just leave a message in the chat. I'm going to take another drink of my hot chocolate because no reading session is complete without a cozy beverage in a tumbler. Has someone up? The brain is very dumb. I agree. It's so great to meet someone who gets it. Yeah, the brain can be very dumb. I totally agree with that. Oh, man. Yeah, my brother has epilepsy, or he used to. He was on meds for a while. Now he's off of them and he's doing fine. But yeah, that shit's scary. So I feel for anybody who has to go through that. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. I'm very understanding of a lot of things, a lot of struggles. The brain can be trying to protect you, but in the end, it's sabotaging you sometimes. So you just have to try and work around it. So, yeah. The brain is a very complicated thing. That's what I'll say. Complicated is definitely a word. So, yeah. Don't forget to take a drink. Staying hydrated is important, especially since lately found out that I'm prone to getting kidney stones. So lots of fluids is a must, especially water. But without further ado, the timer is over. Let's get to the last reading sprint of the night. So, I think we're going to make this one 20 minutes just because I want to make sure we have enough time to do a tiny bit more chatting before I have to close this out. Yeah, after the hockey game, my dad goes to bed. So I want to make sure we have enough time. So I'm going to mute myself and start the timer for you guys. See you in 20 minutes. Okay, so that is it for the third sprint. Now we're just gonna chat for a couple of minutes before this is over. Bat wings are sexy now. I did not know this. I thought elves and fairies were still sexy. I don't know. People are into some fun shit, but personally, I don't know. I don't think I'm really into that, but yeah, ACOTAR. Yeah. I haven't read them yet. I'm kind of waiting to read other things, but I will definitely get to ACOTAR at some point. Because I've just heard so much about it at this point. It's just like, if you haven't read it, there must be something wrong with me or something. I don't know. It feels like everybody has read that series, but yeah. Okay, wings are involved. I did not know this. I'm okay with angel wings. I don't know about like fairy wings. Okay, maybe. Wings are strange appendages. Kind of like how dogs have tails and cats have tails. Strange appendages. But, yeah. Oh boy. I didn't think I would enjoy doing sprints this much. Like, I did it last time. I had a fun time. I had 2 people consistently watching, which was pretty good. This time I only had 1 person, which was okay. At least I had someone to talk to and not talking to myself because that's kind of boring. Plus, it's very motivating to read with other people or stuff like that. So, I really like doing these. I'm probably going to do more. School starts in about a week and 2 days. So when school starts, I'm not sure how much I'm going to do these, but I might do one more before school starts. So if you want to see more sprints, definitely subscribe. It's definitely something I will consider doing more of. How much romance is too much? I don't know. I guess when you have so much smut that there's not really much plot anymore, that's when there's too much romance, I guess. I mean, I don't know if smut is considered romance, but some books are very romantic and have lots of smut, and I'm just like, okay, this is ruining the romance for me a little. This is a bit too much. But like me, I like a little bit. Like everyone likes well, not everyone, but I like a little bit of that in my books. Like a little bit of spiciness, but not like to the point where it's like graphic stuff. I don't know. Uh yeah. That's my opinion on the subject. But I personally love romances, but not contemporary. Contemporary romance is just like it feels like it's too much set in this world. And I want to escape this world as much as possible, thank you. So fantasy is where I stay, or science fiction, any other world that has problems that are not my own. So, yeah, fantasy, sci-fi, sometimes dystopian. I'm into all those like genres. But mostly like romantasy slash romantic fantasies are where I shine. I really like fantasies and romances, so yeah. Um yeah. Uh Update on this. I got to page 104. Oak and Ren again. Oh my god, these two make me so happy. Oh man. All I'm gonna say is read the series. Read all of them. Read all the Elfhame books. They're very good. But yeah. This is, so far, I'm going to be, like, so far since the beginning, I've felt this is 5-star. So, probably going to rate this 5 stars. Okay, my problem with Fourth Wing was she could be about to die and just want to make out. I guess some people are adrenaline junkies and they get the most riled up when they're about to die. I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, I've been hesitant to read Fourth Wing. I don't think it's something for me. But yeah, I don't think if you're about to die, now is not the time to make out. But then again, if it's your last moments on Earth, don't you want to be in the embrace of the person you love the most? I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But everyone has their own preferences or way of looking at things. Like, yeah, when you look at it one way, yeah, if you're about to die, maybe now's not the time, but depends what kind of person you are, I guess. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do more of these reading sprints. I'm probably going to do one more before school starts on the 20th. But once school starts, I might only be able to do them like on, I don't know, weekdays and weekends. I would do homework. Depends. But I will definitely do more sprints. I will try and find the time to do them maybe more during the summer as well. Maybe. Because I really enjoy reading with you guys. Even if it's just one person, thank you for being here. Yeah, it's great to have someone. Yes, school, sad face. Yeah, I loved my month off, like my month and a half off, I think, for winter break. So great. I'm so sad there's only like a week and a few days left, but I'm also excited. It's kind of weird. The closer school gets, the more scared I am, but also like excited a little to see what it's going to be like, these new classes. But then once you get in the groove of it and start getting all the homework and stuff, that's when it starts becoming less fun. School is fun like the first week, and after that it kind of gets, you're just meh. Anyway, I guess that will be it for this stream. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content. I do book videos and other stuff like that. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here and chatting with me about books. Loved it. It was a great time. And yep, I'll hopefully see you sometime soon. Bye-bye.